Santon, where we spent the night for the launch. But it's not about where we spent the night. It's about the vehicle. Peugeot's first bakkie since the 1970s in South Africa. The old 404, the king of Africa, the champion of Africa, they called it. It's still running around Africa and running through Africa. This one, 1.9 litre diesel engine, 110 kilowatts, 350 newton meters. I'm expecting big things. We're going to show you a lot more about to drive them for the first time now. Let's see what happens. The ADA facility in Hekpoort, where I've been plenty of times before. We're here today for the launch of the new Peugeot Landtrek double cab bakkie. But I'm not going to say too much about it because, wait, our good friend Scott is going to take us around the vehicle. Once again, I'm joined by, I think he's part of the team by now, and I'm talking about the Motor Matters team, not the Stellantis Peugeot team. Scott, how are you, Scott?
Alan, good to be here. Good to have you with us again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's more important.
Yeah, of course, we've had a busy year, as you say. It's been together a lot. But to round it all, the exceptional new Peugeot Landtrek, our pickup that we're launching here today.
Right.
What we're starting with here is next to it's our top of the range 4-action model, the 4x4. But we've done, obviously, very importantly for the pickup market, an accessorized one. Lots of individualization people need. So I know there's lots of action that we're going to go through, so I'll just do a quick highlight on some points. Obviously, you can see the styling, a nice big bold grille, quite proud.
With the big lion in the center,
It's unmistakable, a Peugeot. It's got its own unique style, quite imposing. But at the same time, what we don't see is from the styling, it's actually the widest pickup in the segment.
Okay, that's interesting, yeah.
So, whereas it gives you that good mix of being sleek and stylish and some presence, on the range shopper, we've got nice 18-inch alloy wheels. The entry model also has 17-inch alloy wheels. As we move across, a couple of key features. You've got your chrome mirrors, that's powered heated, your chrome handles with the hands-free access. You've got your longitudinal roof rails, which are standard. On the 4x4 version, we have a side step that's standard. There's various ones. You can choose from options of a flat style, a round style, depending on your preference. As we move around further to the back, the chromed style bar is a standard on both models.
Okay.
Key features within that is we've got the LED stoplight, but as well as LED bin lightings.
At the back there as well?
Shining down into the bin.
Right.
Yeah.
And there as well, there's the stoplight in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other key features, obviously, for our pickup, it's got a generous style bin. It's almost a square, 1.63 by 1.6.
Right.
In between the wheel arches, a good 1.22 spacing. You've got a 12-volt socket standard in the load bay. Then, of course, that's present there on the left, and a whole host of accessories, some of which we can see on the car that's available.
A roof tent, for example, the bike racks.
Obviously, tonneau covers, canopies, fiberglass.
Now, these are all Peugeot approved accessories, which is the important fact to take into account.
Also, some of them, like we've done, knowing the importance of the market in South Africa and individual tests, a lot locally produced as well.
Okay, that's, good.
So we know that it really is for the South African market and our
Right.
customers.
Okay, we're going to jump inside, have a look inside, talk the engine, all those things. We'll do that in a couple of seconds.
Fantastic.
Heading out onto the 4x4 trail now. We're in the 4-wheel drive version. I'm in 4 high just because of the type of terrain we're doing. First impressions, just going over a little hump and bump and things. It's really smooth, comfortable, easy. I think this is one of those 4x4s that makes the driver look good, but it's actually the vehicle. Let's see what it's like on some real obstacles, but that's my first impression, so we'll see in a few more minutes. We are now on the proper 4x4 course, and we're going to see exactly what this Landtrek is quite capable of. Into some water, it's not exactly deep, but oh boy, easy as anything. Look at that. And just the secret of 4x4ing, in case you don't know, slow and steady. And that is the way to do it. And they say as slow as possible, as fast as necessary. That's what I was told the other day. But look at this, I've just come through wheel articulation that we had to do. If you have a look on this camera over here, just zoom in on that and you'll see exactly where we're heading. It's quite a nice one to use as well. And look at that, just, oh boy, there we go. And now we're going to do, we're now inside the cabin, which let me tell you is really spacious. I'm in the back seat, you're in the front. Show us some of the main features, please.
So obviously, as a global style, you can see it's a very Peugeot design. You've got your iconic piano keys over there. A very traditional Peugeot design shaped steering wheel. Obviously a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but the little flat, the flat bottom is always with Peugeot, yeah.
And your multifunction.
Yeah.
We've got a nice 4.5-inch digital cluster in the center, together with your analogs.
Right, and that's over there.
That will give you a host of features from your lane departure warning, your speed, your cluster, all of that stuff.
Because of course the active model has all the safety spec. Let's just run through that quickly that you get with this model.
So on the 4Action, you've got everything, your normal ABS, EBD, your brake force distribution, your ESP stability control with a trailer sway function. You've got your lane departure warnings. So all the key features you could really want. Together 6 airbags for safety. One of the other nice features, getting in and out, even from the driver's side, we've got 7 gram handles spread throughout the cabin.
Helps when you slightly shorter like me to get up into the vehicle.
It's got quite a high, nice 235mm ground clearance, which is very generous. One of the key features, obviously making it more passenger car-like and following the Peugeot passenger cars, is the large infotainment screen.
Yeah, look at that.
Modern, all your features, your smartphone mirroring, navigation, music player, radio, your system settings. One of the very nice features, key features about it, in this vehicle, for example, we've got a 360-degree camera on the 4x4, which you can activate just sitting there.
Just sitting there, just by the click of a button.
And there you've got your normal traditional one, and a nice 3D view, as you can see there. And you can actually even circle around the car, gives you different views.
That is, so that's a lovely feature
cool. There. And where it's really handy is actually driving off-road.
Yeah.
Because the elevated top camera, that's over here, it uses 5 cameras in the system to do this. You can actually, while driving up inclines and things, you can see obstacles that you physically can't see in front of you.
100%.
Cameras,
it's what always worries me when I'm 4x4ing. Absolutely so.
Another nice feature, like most modern cars, you've got with your parking and your turning, it shows you direction of where your wheels are going. It actually does a double tracking, so you can see there's a faint line to the right. That is for your rear wheels. So as you're going around the corner, it does a secondary tracking line for where the rear wheels are going to go.
Wow, okay. I haven't come across that before, so that's an interesting feature.
Little unique touches. Of course, nice things in a pickup like this. You've got a cubby-hole, generous space, but it also does allow you to put the cooling aircon through there. We've got automatic dual-zone climate control.
And then, of course, below there, you've got the piano keys, which is so typically Peugeot.
Very typically Peugeot.
Let's talk now engine transmission, please.
Okay, engine transmission. We're starting off, obviously we're just starting the range. So this is the first 2 models introduction. There is more coming on stream down the line. Starting off, we've got a newer technology with the downscaling, a 1.9 turbo diesel. Outputs are 110 kilowatts, 350 newton meters of torque.
Right.
But it's geared and structured in a way that's very tractable, drivable. We've got in both versions, the 4x2 and the 4x4, at just over 1 ton load capacity in the bin that you can carry. Yeah. And a 3-ton towing capacity.
Well, I must tell you something. You talk the engine. Because on paper, 110 kilowatts is. I know it's the main market, but it was like kind of during a presentation before we drove. It was, the top models from most your opposition are 140 and 150, but it feels like more on the road. It really does. I thought it would be lacking a bit, but it's just not.
And thanks to the mapping, the gearing, how it's mated with the gearbox.
Well, we've got a 6-speed automatic gearbox.
6-speed automatic gearbox. Obviously powering with the turbo diesel. It's a variable vane turbocharger, so it adjusts for as the pressure going, not to have a big turbo lag and then suddenly boost. And that's also what helps give the smooth drive and the smooth
And of course,
transition.
for the gearbox as well, you have got eco, normal, and sport modes as well. So
and
you
put
have
it in
got
your
that.
manual control mode.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being the 4x4 version, we've got the rotary
You
dial
got
for
that,
switching
and
between.
between 2 high and 4 high,
high.
you can do on the fly.
Can do on the fly at up to 70 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
And then obviously for low, it's always best to
You've
be
got to
stationary
stop.
when you put it in
Sure.
into for low.
Right. Well, it's a lot of bakkie, that's for sure. It really
Definitely.
is. Let's talk prices quickly.
Yeah, prices, as I said, we've got 2 models in the range. So the 4x2 is called the Allure model. So we're launching that at 579,900.
Right.
And then this one we in here, the 4Action top of the range is 669,900. But this is also with the Peugeot Pride plan that we introduced. First launching the 5,008 and that. So you got your 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, roadside assistance.
And service plan.
Together with the 5-year, 100,000 kilometer service plan as well included in the price.
So that's quite a package. Definitely so. Scott, the drive out here was good. I was in the 4x2 version.
Yeah.
We're going to do a bit of off-roading
Indeed.
in the 4x4 just now. And of course, I'll be driving the 4x4 back to Joburg.
Back to Gearbox, yeah.
So far, impressed. Can I put it that way?
No, that's great to hear. And I look forward to hearing your feedback after driving on the off-road circuits.
Absolutely.
And
And
capabilities.
I hope you look forward to seeing yourself on the video on YouTube.
Always.
Scott, once again, A, thanks for a great launch. B, thanks for doing the video with me. Mine of information makes my life so much easier. And you have now been appointed as an unofficial member of the Motor Matters team, okay?
Well, thank you. And, as always, thank you for joining us. I know we really appreciate you being able to. I know at the moment all the journalists are very hectic, and we really appreciate everybody's input and time that they're spending with us.
Thanks. And yet again, behind the camera, I'm Alan R. You're going to see me again sometime. Let's see when it is. As part of the whole launch program for the new Peugeot Landtrek, they've got a couple of their heritage vehicles here for us to check out. Look at this, 1930s 202. Interesting, definitely French looking, you can see it. And, oh, locked up now, but suicide doors from the 30s. Look at this wood buck. This is just so different, so French, so typical of the French. There is no doubt about it. But then they moved on. There was a 203 as well later on, but there isn't one here. So we come over to the 403. This was from the 50s and 60s. And you can see, if you're a bit older, you'll recognize this shape. The 403 sedans were pretty popular. Not sure about the Bakkies, but that's beside the point. But now we come to the one that so many people will still remember and recognize, the 404 Bakkie. We of course had the 404 sedans in South Africa. These were actually built in South Africa for a number of years, known as the champion of Africa, because believe me, these things went right through Africa, and I reckon there's still some running today, even though I think they stopped production something like 1979. There were petrol versions and diesel versions. But to put a context here, this one from the 1970s, 1.9 litre diesel engine put up a whole 43 kilowatts of power. Wow! Today's Landtrek, 1.9 diesel engine, 110 kilowatts. There's the progress that's been made in engines, diesels, etc. over the last 30 to 40 years. That shows the difference. But it's just such a pleasure to have the heritage here as well, and not just see the new vehicles for once, but to get part of the heritage. Peugeot itself, 210 years old, the company, as we heard today. That tells you how seriously they're taking their heritage, and at least we get to see these cars here today.